representative of the schools, teams, or athletes featured. While we strive for accuracy, occasional errors or misstatements may occur. This stream is intended for entertainment and educational purposes only. Thank you for joining us and enjoy the show.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Hey, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Ain't no telling how it might get. It's the hypest right here. High school sports at its finest. So many highlights, you have to rewind it. Hey, Stream City, let me just remind ya. The heart of a lion, a team full of fighters. So many stars on the field, it'll blind ya. They're giving everything they got till the time's up. Yeah, legends in the making. History is made. We just getting started. You ain't seen a thing. YSN, gotta know the name. They gon' bring the flames. They gon' do their thing. Take it to another level. Don't hold back. High school, got a passion and we show that. Got the drive and you know they got the heart. Number one spot for your high school sports. Let's go for the win. Hey.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Tuesday edition of your favorite local podcast about sports. That's right, you're tuned into YSN Live, and it's with two schmoes, Anthony Hartwig, DJ Oakley. I should say one schmo and one guy that's incredibly smart. We'll let you decide who that is. Got him. We have a great show for you today from Warren JFK, Taggart Carfanja. See, I knew I was going to do that. We were talking about the name Taggart before we jumped on the show, and Anthony, the one question, the burning question. He's the only Taggart we've ever interviewed.
I know.
So where did the name come from?
And then, it took me until now to realize, oh, wait, we used to be on Taggart Street. There's something about that name that's...
Taggart Street in East Palestine. I told you I went to Captain Taggart.
Yeah.
And Taggart Carfanja. So we're going to ask him where the name came from. He might not know. Maybe he does. You got to think, in 17, 18 years, the question's got to be, hey, I've never met another Taggart.
Yeah.
So where did it kind of pop in from? So I'm interested about that. I'm sure a lot of other people are. But you got a young man who is a multi-sport athlete at JFK, a young man that is going on to play college baseball at Chatham, a young man that is a high-character superstar in this area, but seemingly always goes under the radar. A lot of people do that when they go through JFK because there's a lot of great teams, and they are not about the finger. They're about the fist, and they do this guy. They're clubbing you, buddy. They're clubbing you. So I will tell you this. I'm excited for this interview. Great family, great young man. And then, of course, it is that time again as we prepare for this Sunday's Curbstone Coaches Hall of Fame, which our very own Steve Leslie and so many other great inductees will be a part of. We will talk to Bob Camardo and Tom Miller in a taped segment about the upcoming events and the past speakers, and of course how you can get involved with the Curbstone Coaches as well. So we got a great show for you today, Anthony. A lot of great games. I mean, a lot of games last night. What stood out to you?
Well, the game that I was at was a doozy. Howland comes into Canfield. They upset the Cardinals. It was the first win for the Tigers, and I was told at least 5 years because Nicole Waite's been the head coach for 5 seasons, and she's never beaten Canfield as the head coach of the Tigers. So at least 5 seasons since Howland's been able to beat Canfield, and they were able to do it with some really good strategy. I think they came in, and I think everyone under the sun, except the people in that dugout, probably expected Brooke Tater to get the start in the circle. She's their ace. Big game in the AAC. You're going to throw out there. They went with their number 2 to start the game, Maya Kabancic. And I think it threw off the Cardinals a little bit. I think they came in just ready for Brooke Tater, and Kabancic's a different pitcher. She has a little bit less velocity, but spins a little bit more down in the zone. Tater's a little bit higher velocity, a little bit more of an upspin up in the zone. So it's a little bit of a different look for the Cardinals, and they took a little bit of a minute to get acclimated. And then once they did, Nicole Waite said, okay, we'll go right to Brooke Tater. So once you got used to Kabancic, Tater comes in for 2 innings, and then they put Kabancic back in. It just kept that offense enough on their toes that Howland was able to score and keep the Cardinals relatively down. Still 6 runs. I mean, that offense is not going to be held silent. But the Tigers offense had a great day, and they had scored enough, and they kept that Canfield Cardinals offense just enough off balance to get that upset victory.
So it makes you wonder, after the conversation we had yesterday, if there's going to be some fingers pointed at yours truly for saying, hey, right now, Canfield, the leader in the clubhouse. Because Fitch is probably standing there, hands on their hips, like, what did you say? Howland? Standing there, say what? So
it was a fair assessment. Canfield was 14-1. You know, they had a really good Myrtle Beach trip. They were looking really good, but softball, baseball.
I would just like to send this public message to Canfield. My bad. My bad. That one's on the Yokester. My bad. I apologize to you, Canfield. Softball specifically. Otherwise, Ant, you had that great game, but you saw a lot of games across on the Game Changer, and of course, you know, putting these stories together for YSN Live. What else stood out to you last night? What were some really big? I'm looking right now. Perry over Lakeside, 20-2.
Yeah,
final.
That's a big for the Perry Pirates, but another game that ended in a walk-off. How about Crestview baseball going into Ravenna? I mean, playing Ravenna Southeast, I should say, and getting that win in a very dramatic fashion. Trying to find that final score on our scoreboard. You got to scroll through a lot of scores. I'm sorry, not Southeast. Who'd they play? They played Garfield. They went off walk-off win against Garfield.
5-4.
5-4, a big back and forth battle, and a big win for the Rebels, who are starting to put together a little bit of a hot streak right now. They were kind of hit and miss for the first half of the season, but they're starting to play really good baseball, and they got that walk-off win against Garfield. You saw Hubbard get a shutout victory over win over Girard 6-5. The final score there. Middle Ridge baseball all over Camel 15-2. Perry baseball, you know, they double up with the wins as they get the win over Beechwood 11-1. So a good day for Perry. How about Beaver with a walk-off over Ambridge 5-4? A couple of walk-offs last night on the baseball diamond. Hoban got the win over Louisville 8-4. They double up the Leopards. That's a big win for the Knights. We're going to talk to Taggart Carfanti. A tough day for the JFK offense. They lost to Lake Center Christian 3-1.
That's a good team. Yeah. Lake Center Christian is a good team.
Newton Falls got a battle from Brookfield, but wins 6-5 on the baseball diamond. LeBray stays in control of the MVAC as they win 7-3 over Southeast. Go to the softball side of things. South Range starts off that Poland series we were talking about with a monster win, 11-2, the final score in that one. Jaylee Wilt, the big day at the plate, big day in the circle. Giada Pauline also with a big day at the plate. Lakeview keeps pace. They get the 2 wins over Niles and a doubleheader sweep. And we can get to a couple of more scores as the show goes on, but I think we have someone very special in the back room. I heard that little ding in my ear.
Well, you could have kept going. I mean, the young man, listen, we set these up for 12:15, 12:45, and only the best come in early. And I'm looking in the backstage. Make sure he's ready. Give me a thumbs up, Tag, if you're ready. Just all right. He's good.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
All right. So we got to roll out the red, white, and blue carpet for this young man. We talked about the multi-sport athlete facet of his game, what he's been able to do. Also, he's a warrior in the classroom. He's a great young man that gives back to his community every way he can. Comes from a great family. And ladies and gentlemen, this fall, he will be the newest member of the Chatham baseball team. At this time, we bring in one of the best, Taggart Carfanja. What's up, buddy?
How we doing today?
Buddy, if I was any better, I'd be named Taggart. So let's start there. You and I have talked a lot, obviously very close with your mom and dad. You guys are unbelievable when it comes to just being involved in everything, especially when it comes to giving back. But the question that burns us right now, you were the only Taggart I've ever covered, I've ever met. Where did the name Taggart come from?
So when my mother was younger, my mother and her sister had a boss, and she didn't like that boss too much, but my mom thought the name Taggart was super unique, and she'd never heard of the name Taggart before, so that's just what she went with.
So you got named after a bum boss?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right.
That's how the story goes.
All right, I like it. I thought we were looking up like war heroes and all this
Yeah.
stuff on Google.
Star Trek
Yeah.
characters.
Star Trek guys. Like, okay, I was like, you
Right.
know what? If he's named after some Star Trek dude, like automatically power ranking #1. But hey, kudos to Mama Bear. She goes, I hate that guy, but his name is sick.
Yeah, that
I love it. All right, let's get to the nitty gritty, man. I mean, you've played golf, soccer, hoops, baseball. What else?
Sure.
Am I missing something?
no, sir. That's all.
4 sports. So you've got how many letters at this point?
I think it's up to 8 or 9 right now. 9 letters.
And that's without the baseball letter coming?
What's that, sir?
That's without the baseball one coming for this spring?
Yes, sir.
So you'll be at 10 letters, varsity letters for
Yes, sir.
JFK. That's impressive. What makes you want to play all these sports and be a part of all these sports?
Well, growing up, I was a super athletic kid. My parents always pushed me and drove me to really be the best I could. My dad always told me, if you're going to do something, do it at 110%. And when the soccer coach came to me and said, hey, would you like to play soccer? I was like, I don't know. I'm not much of a soccer guy because, not many people in my family played soccer. But I was like, all right, well, let's give it a try. So I just went in, hard nosed and did the best I could have possibly done. And everything else just kind of came with it.
The one thing we know about you, and you said it in that answer, when you do something, you don't do it halfway. You do it 110%, which means you're at 110% the whole school year, from golf all the way to the end of baseball season. One of the big questions is, how do you avoid getting like gassed out or getting fatigued or starting to really let that stress build up of trying to juggle everything with school and sports and social life? How do you kind of keep yourself motivated and fresh?
Yeah, of course. So coming with all those sports,
Did we lose him? Tag. You're there, right?
I'm here.
Taggart. Blink twice if you can hear us. All right.
Oh, man, he's frozen.
All right, he's gonna have to come back. Oh, wait,
Nope.
nope. All right, we'll kick him out for a minute. All right, here's the thing. When he comes back, we gotta pretend like we can't hear him. Let's play a little trick on him. Okay. Hang on. I'm just gonna boot him out. Kick from studio. All right. So when he comes back, we gotta play the old. Oh. I just want to say, like, let's see how he responds. Like, let's play a little April Fool's prank on him. How about the name, though?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one coming.
Boss, that was so out of left field. Oh,
That is
man.
that is wild. That is
At least-
wild.
At least one good thing came out of that, boss, right?
Oh, I guess so. And it wasn't Nicole's boss, his mom. It was his aunt's boss, right?
Yeah,
that's
boss. That's what he
okay.
said. His
Just make
sister's
sure
boss.
that I kept the.
I mean, it must be a really bad boss. I mean, it's not even your boss. You just hate your sister's boss. Like, can you imagine that? Like,
And then to be like, like, I can't. We need to interview Nicole. Like this, we need some journalism here, from a standpoint of, okay, you didn't like this guy at all, but hey, all right, here we go. Here, I heard it. All right, let's see. Ready?
there
What
we go.
is going on now?
Whoa.
What the heck?
Sorry, man. It's that small school Wi-Fi.
no,
Wait,
but did you
wait,
see
wait.
that when he came on?
Tag. We can't hear you. Can you speak up just a little bit?
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, it's that bad Wi-Fi.
Anthony, can you hear him?
I
can't hear him either. Oh man, we're just having this great conversation with him about we're busting you, dude. We can hear you. You're
Good.
fine now. Yeah,
Maybe.
Just playing a little trick on you. Playing a little trick on you. Not the first time.
Oh,
First time
come
you actually
on.
froze.
Come on. Full
But
of
really,
jokes,
like
this
in all
guy.
seriousness, when you came back, it was like a light show.
Yeah, why was there
that?
fireworks behind you?
No
Did
idea.
you see that?
Did you
I
see
did
that?
not know.
I didn't go to JFK, but I think there's a stern rule of no fireworks inside the library or wherever you are.
Yeah.
All right, so you were explaining how you kind of keep everything together during the different seasons, how you keep gas in the tank.
Yeah. So I do get burnt out just like everybody on this planet does. I'm human. We're all human. So what I really like to do is recovery is key, especially with such a strenuous sport such as baseball. I like to keep my whole body in a correct order. I like to eat healthy, after a game, maybe go get a smoothie or something to, really rebuild myself. And some things I do away from baseball is like, I'll go out and have some dinner with some of my friends. I have some of the best friends I could possibly ask for. And all these guys, they give me tips and stuff because one of my friends, Nick Ryan, I'm sure he's a big face on YSN.
Never heard of him.
He helps me out with all that stuff. So yeah, just kind of keeping a level head and, taking care of my body is the real good key.
All right, so the next question has to be, you play all these different sports. How did you decide on one? Is it just the love of the game of baseball, or was it just the opportunities that presented themselves?
Yeah, so I started playing baseball when I was a very, very young age. My dad threw me in. He was like, you're either going to be good at it or you're not. So I was like, okay. So I might as well, be really good at it. And all the opportunities I've made, all of the friends, all these things just kind of come together, and seeing what I can be and seeing the success that I can bring to other people as well. Like, I like to make everybody around me feel as best as possible. And I try to like pick up all my guys and stuff, just all that stuff, the atmosphere, everything just makes my love for the sport grow.
As we see all you've accomplished and the years that you've put in, we realize that you don't get there without having some kind of adversity along the way, some kind of bump in the road. What do you think has been some of your biggest forms of adversity? And then tell us how you kind of got through that and saw the light at the end of the tunnel.
So my junior year summer, I tore both of my hip flexors, which is a kind of a bummer because that's really when you need your baseball and golf swing. That's all you need. But, coming back from that, having the best PT in the entire planet, just kind of got to grind through it. Since I can't do a bunch of physical stuff, I just make sure my mental is all tough. Make sure, like, if I'm in an 0-2 count, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And, like, if I'm having a bad game or something, make sure, like, I find ways to pick myself up and just keep going through it.
I mean, naturally, you guys, your family revolves around golf a little bit, but for you to choose the baseball path has to give your dad a little bit of a break and say, thank gosh, I can watch something other than, 18 holes. He can think about 7 and 9 innings. I mean, for you, what do you do for a break? I mean, if baseball is your dad's break to watch you play, what do you do to kind of keep, you talked about your mental capacity. What do you do to keep things fresh?
Like I said, I like to hang out with my friends, hang out with my buddies and stuff. But it is like the opposite. I like to go and watch a cool 18 holes, or like the Masters that was just on. It was on every single screen. Like, I love every second of that. Like, just getting away from my sport and everything. It's always nice, but I always throw on some college baseball or some MLB ball.
So you are a 3-time state champion, correct? Once baseball, twice in golf?
No, I am a 2-time state champion in golf. I was not at JFK for the 2021 state championship victory.
Okay, thank you for clarifying on that. So with all the success you had in golf, was it a tough decision? Were you being, courted to play golf at the next level, or was baseball always the main focus?
Yeah, seeing all that success with golf, I really got to give credit to the other 4 guys on that golf team because they were just lights out. 4 of the best high school golfers I've ever seen. they can really battle through adversity. But, you know, being in baseball all my life, seeing like how successful these guys are, like even from like the younger stages, like the generation coming up, like Max Clark was just drafted, Drew Jones, all those guys, like to see what they came from, like small schools in Indiana to being like big time, like all that success and stuff just makes me want it even more.
Taggart, when we watch your swing, man, it is such a pure swing. I love watching it. You got almost no holes in it. Talk about your mindset at the plate and some of the things that you do, that you work on in the cage, and some of the things that you try to really keep yourself locked in on when you're talking about your swing.
Yes, sir. So at the plate, it all begins at first pitch. So I'm the 2-hitter. I have Landon Snyder. He is a freshman. He is our catcher, and he knows like what he has a great mindset himself. So I go up there, I see all the pitches he's throwing to Snyder. If he doesn't swing on the first pitch, of course, but I'll see how he works his count. And then I was the 3-hitter for a while, so I would see breaking ball after breaking ball. So my approach would be just drive it back up the middle. But as I shot up in the order, I really started to see like fresher arms, you could say.
Right.
And I just go in there, I see a first pitch, I evaluate, I step out. I make sure to see the slider or breaking ball or whatever he may have in the rest of his arsenal before he actually throws the very first pitch of the game. I see where it would break, I see where it would move and stuff. And all that has to go with like bat speed and hand speed and all that stuff, and staying really locked in at the plate. So some things I do in the cage would be a heavy load work. So like a heavy bat, I go a few off the tee, and then I'll go to light bat. I'll take a few of that off the tee. And then there's these things called tidal tanks. Now, tidal tank is a big tube of water. I'm sure, Mr. Yerkley, you've seen me walking with that thing a few times.
Yes, sir.
So that really gets everything in line, make sure my hips fire first, then my shoulders follow it. And, you know, I really like to stay inside of that baseball and drive it up the other side to score some extra bags or just back up the middle. I've never really been much of a pull hitter because I have mostly speed, not much power in my bag. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just stay locked in.
Hey, listen, you have the best problem. You've got a golf swing in a baseball box, in a batter's box, as opposed to all the rest of us in the world that are struggling with a baseball swing in the off the tee box. So, buddy, congratulations on your success, because that's going to take you a hell of a lot further than our problems ever will. But in all seriousness, I mean, your leadership,
you can play golf until you're 80.
Yeah, exactly. You know it. You're going to make a lot more money playing golf than you will playing baseball, right?
Yes, sir.
I have to ask you about your leadership because, man, I'll tell you what, it has changed for you over the years being a part of this JFK team, and you have kind of conformed to whatever they need you to be on any given year and really on any given game. How has that been a challenge for you, and how have you overcome those obstacles, seemingly each game? Because you've been an underclassman leader for this team, and now as an upperclassman, you've been a leader for this team as well. Have you had to talk more? Have you had to do more actions? What has it been like for you this year in particular, and how has your leadership changed?
So, as you may know, Caleb Hadley, he was a great leader last year. And then the previous year, it was Aiden Rossi. Now, Aiden Rossi played center field, and I always looked up to this kid. So, you know, I came to coach, and I was like, hey, I know I'm coming in as a middle infielder, but I would like to try out this outfield thing. He said, okay. So he threw me in the fire my junior year. I started center field. I mean, I did pretty good. I liked that. And then I'm now moved to shortstop. So that was kind of a challenge. I had always played the infield as like a really young kid, but as I took a few years off to really focus on center field, I didn't really lose much in the infield, but I had to relearn a few things and everything. But coming from leadership, I think like all these guys that I'm surrounded with, we have a really good bond. We've built a tight bond over the years, especially the younger guys. I like to take them in and, you know, show them what's right, what's wrong. And yes, that does come with some vocal things and some physical things, like maybe getting them riled up before a game, or like giving them a few words. I know yesterday I told Andrew LaPaul, like, you're the best hitter I've ever seen and stuff. So he went out there, he gave us a double, and that really rallied things against Lake Center Christian, which had a pretty hard throwing junior. But Andrew overcame everything, especially like struggling out of the gate a little bit at the box. He just embraced what he could embrace, and he just hit that thing. So, yeah, I'd say a lot of the leadership comes from the people around me, and especially coming from my parents. As I previously mentioned, my father told me always strive for greatness, never settle for less.
In that answer, it's clear to understand that you're a guy that likes to build people up and to see other people reach their potential. Talk about some of the young kids that you've been able to play with, whether it be baseball, basketball, golf, or soccer, that you've been able to kind of see grow this year and to kind of put under your wing and let them reach their potential as they grow in their career.
Yes, sir. So we have a couple kids coming from a few schools this year, which would be Landon Snyder, which is our catcher, Lucas Mealy, which is our second baseman, and Graham Cease. He is a pitcher and a corner guy, but he had torn something in his leg, so he is out for the rest of this year, which is a bummer because I would love to see him grow. He is 6'4", 215. He's just a unit, man, and he can chuck it too. Lucas Mealy, I call him my Siamese because me and him look so much alike and our play styles are so similar. He is at second base right now, but he cannot play the rest of the season due to the transfer rule, which I had to overcome my sophomore year as well. And Landon Snyder, he is our catcher. That man is a keystone. He can hit the ball like crazy, and he's the best all-around catcher I think I've seen at JFK. He can block, he can throw, he can do everything, and he can hit the ball very, very hard.
That's saying a lot. I mean, you talked about Hadley earlier. That's saying a lot, especially for a young man. That's incredible. Very, very, very heavy words there, and big shoes to fill, certainly, for Mr. Snyder. All right, so I've got to ask you the question of, for you, the Chatham experience.
So,
and listen, I'm a Westminster guy. I'm going to put it out there. So I will root for you all but 2 games a year when you play my Titans.
Right.
Walk me through the recruitment process for you. What was it like, and how did you fall in love with Chatham?
Okay, so junior year, I struggled to get any offers, but you know, I always tried, and that's what I really pride myself in, is I really never give up, and I really don't like to take no for an answer. You can ask any of the guys, like, I hate losing. I really hate losing. So I had this app called NCSA that I really have to give all my props to my cousin Jacob Hetrick. Jacob Carfana, excuse me. He taught me all this stuff and everything where you can email coaches. So I just really hammered the recruitment camps and everything. I would get letters from all these schools that come to their camps. So I was at a Slippery Rock camp, and I was talking to a Slippery Rock coach, and Coach Nick Rush came up to me, and we were talking a little bit about Chatham, about the location and division and stuff. And you had said that our conference is actually growing, so we get to see more competition and everything. And so I went down, I talked to him a little bit. I went down and visited actually twice. So the first time I was with my father, and we were taken around by the actual tour guide, and I saw everything, and the campus is absolutely gorgeous. And then the second time I went with both of my parents, and we were taken around by 2 pitchers at Chatham. And we got to meet some new people. We got to see the inside of the dorm rooms and everything. And all the people there are absolutely fantastic. I got to meet some of the teachers. All the teachers are amazing. And like I previously said, the campus is beautiful. And I mean, Chatham's is only an hour away, so it's not too far from home, but I get to still feel that independent life and everything. So yeah, I am more than excited to be attending Chatham University.
What are you planning on studying?
Sorry, excuse me, you cut out.
Yeah, what are you I'm sorry, what are you planning on studying?
I plan on going into business and finance, but that may change because we are able to take classes through Pitt University, so they offer a bunch of stuff. And I really like the sports, like physical science and all that stuff.
I'm just saying, dude, business and finance and a 2-time state champion in golf, you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to be cashing in big. So, no, I'm incredibly proud of you. And I've got a couple more questions for you. Ant, you want to go ahead with one?
Yeah, I got one for you. You said independent life. It's coming for you, right? You're not going to be too far home, but you're going to be far enough to have some independence. Give me one thing that you're excited about being on your own and leaving the nest, and then one thing that makes you nervous about being on your own and being out of the nest.
Yeah, so, you know, you guys both experienced it, being at home, cooped up with your parents.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's...
Watch out, Nicole's in the comments.
Yeah. You know, being at home, it's amazing. I love spending every moment with my parents. But I mean, I gotta get out there. I gotta experience the world. And I had just recently found my roommate, and he's got the same drive I do. So I'm super excited about that. You know, get in the gym, grind every day, you know, hit the soccer field, do some agility and stuff. You know, that's the stuff I'm excited about. And one thing that makes...
Is your roommate a pitcher by chance?
He is not. He's a middle infielder.
Okay, I was gonna say I was gonna ask you what kind of pitches he has and see if I could send that over as a booster at Westminster. I don't know.
Yeah, but one thing that makes me nervous is like being away from my parents, actually not having that guidance. Like my parents, they've done an absolutely incredible job raising me, and you know, showing me right from wrong and stuff, from all the way to how to tie a tie to my first steps. So I think that's the thing that really makes me nervous. But I think that my parents have given me the correct steps to be able to live life on my own and be able to make those right decisions and right steps by myself.
Here's a perfect segue. Who have been your role models this entire time, and have made you the young man that is elite in character and shows up every day?
Sir, thank you.
Who are those people?
Oh, sorry, they cut out.
These daggone iPads at JFK. Elise,
yeah,
we're gonna have a conversation about these.
Right? No, it's always been my parents. It's always been my parents. And then two of the guys that I really give props to is my cousin Jacob Carfana and Hubbard's Andrew Cayley. Those two guys went to play college ball. And I mean, I looked up to those guys. They took me in when I was a freshman, and they showed me the ropes, and I was always training with those guys. So I really always like thought of greatness and wanted to be consumed by greatness and be in the steps that these guys are in. And I actually just previously had a conversation with Andrew Cayley, and he said, like, keep a level head and be the best that you could possibly be. So I really like to, you know, slow myself down when I'm really getting ahead of myself, just to continue the character that I have and continue to be the player that I am.
All right. I got to ask, because have I been butchering your name for 4 years?
Sorry, that it's so
have I been butchering your name for 4 years?
How do you say my name?
Carfanja?
Carfana.
Dang it! Come on!
Yeah. So
I blame our research and development team stinks. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I have a funny story about that. So when my great-great-grandparents came over, it was Carfagna, Carfagna. And that was on my family's side, or my father's side. And they messed up paperwork. So now it's Carfangia.
Wow. Did I mess up your? I don't know. I apologize. That is terrible journalism right there. So if you go to Chatham for journalism, you're already a step ahead of me, apparently.
Oh my
So
god.
Carfana, right?
I think you got it, DJ.
He froze again.
He froze.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh man.
You know who it is? It's the government.
No.
The government's shutting us down.
That's it.
He
He said something about messing up paperwork, and they're like, "We can't."
that was it. We don't mess up anything, pal.
Freeze.
How about for 4 years I've been saying the kid's name wrong? He's one of the best athletes on our network, and I can't say his name right.
We've
What
all
an
been there.
idiot I am.
It's okay. We all have names that we've.
I
pronounced
said it to
wrong.
start the interview, Ant. He just, well,
He just went with it.
lied.
He's like, whatever. I'm just gonna let this guy say whatever he wants to say.
What an idiot. Backwards hat looking idiot over here in Columbiana. Oh, he's probably like those rednecks over on that part. They can't even read. We'll have Tag probably come. I'm hoping he comes back. There we go. That really grinds my gears, man. Like I take pride in having these kids' names right. Hey, listen. I'm just a lowly American here, trying to spell out words. Those Italian words, they don't speak to me necessarily, because I would be like Tiger Carfanja. You know what I mean? Like you get the whole thing. It's the whole. I was gonna say meat and potatoes. That's not Italian. It's the whole spaghetti and the meatballs.
Spaghetti and the meatballs. It's a whole
It's
cannoli.
Carfanja, but it's Carfana, like Carvana almost. Not an advertiser yet.
Yes.
But that's terrible that we butchered his name for 4 years and he's sitting here right in front of us and we can't get it right. He said it twice and I'm like, did I hear that right? There was no G in that. There was no G. The only G was Taggart. So you got like the Pittsburgh E's of Taggart Carfanja would have been awesome. Like Taggart Carfanja. Taggart Carfanja. But it's not even close. It's not. It's Taggart Carfana.
You hear John Gruden say that name, man?
Oh man, that Taggart Carfana. He's
got this box from JFK. Taggart Carfana goes to JFK.
Taggart Carfanji. Yeah, like that's the stuff that dreams are made of. But here we are just butchering names here on YSN, losing all credibility in one foul swoop, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we get Tag back. I mean, I know he's fighting the Wi-Fi, and they're probably making him go to class because we kept him for so long. But, hey, I will tell you this. If he doesn't come back, he's got open reign on whenever he wants to come back. That was an awesome interview. We all know that he appreciates his parents. I mean, he's back. Wait.
His camera.
Wait, camera. Oh, are we going to get fireworks again? Wait, there it is. There it is. He's back.
He's fireworks back this time.
No fireworks. Well done. They
can't
already alerted the authorities.
believe it. Oh, I can't believe it.
Buddy, it's not a problem. Don't worry. We butchered your name for 4 years. You can lose the Wi-Fi password once. That's okay.
Right.
All right. But to wrap up, let's talk about those role models. Let's talk about your parents and the people around you that have been around you your entire way, that have made you the Taggart Carfana that you are today.
Yeah.
Did he freeze again? He's frozen. He's frozen.
No,
he's
good.
back. He's back.
I don't think he knew that was the question.
Who are your role models? Let's try this. Let's do it quick. Oh no! We didn't do that.
Welcome to the
JFK,
roller coaster of
we're gonna have to
emotions
talk
that
about
YSN Live is. Oh, here we go again.
We're gonna have to talk about this Wi-Fi situation.
You better pop
I've
him on
got
and
money
ask him a
that Nick
question.
Ryan's back there unplugging the Wi-Fi.
Nick
Don't
Ryan's
mention
back in.
it. Don't mention it. Don't mention it. Don't mention it. No.
What is happening right now? What are we not mentioning?
The Wi-Fi or the thing that
Is hey, real. You can blink twice if I'm right. Is Nick Ryan back there pulling the plug on the Wi-Fi? I knew it. I knew it.
wish.
Yeah.
All right,
wish.
your role models. Who are your role models and that have made you the great young man that you are today?
My parents. My parents have been a very, very big influence. And like I had said, Jacob Carfana, my cousin, and Andrew Cayley, a baseball player from Hubbard. They had both gone to college. They've both played college ball. They've both been through the recruitment process. So I really look up to those guys. I've trained with those guys my whole life, and it's inspired me to chase greatness.
Who is your internet service provider at JFK? He's gone. It happened again.
They won't let him say it.
I mean,
Oh, he's back. He's
Caveman,
back.
apparently. Rock.
We're gonna let you go,
Sounds
man, because
just-
I feel like we're testing fate here. Tag, thank you so much. You know we're huge fans of you, especially now that we know how to pronounce your name. If there's anything that we can do for you, please let us know. Go get them, man. We're proud of you, and take it easy on my Titans next year, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me, Mr. Yoakley.
You got it, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, Taggart Carfana. We got it right. Once in 4 years, we got it right, baby. And, man, that is going to be so fun to cut up after this show and
Good luck with
piecemeal
that one.
together. Oh, I might just leave it as one because I think that's part of the adventure there with Tag. So, great young man. Great young man. Fun to be around. Great sense of humor, by the way. Just an incredible sense of humor. Obviously, because he didn't tell us that we were pronouncing his name wrong for 4 consecutive years until his senior year with about 2 weeks to go in the season. So, hey, we love you, buddy. We're appreciative of you. We're going to have to – can we do a power ranking of Taggarts? Like Carfana number 1.
Carfana number 1.
Captain Taggart of like 1843 that got the
Medal
Medal
of
of
Honor.
Honor that we looked up. Taggart
Star Trek.
Street in East Palestine.
Does that go above Star Trek characters?
I don't know what Star Trek character he was. There, like that wasn't a real, like a main guy.
No.
So he goes down. Like East Taggart Street in East Palestine is number 3. Bum Boss is number 4. Because without Bum Boss, there's no Taggart Carfana number 1. So that's just a little
I
fun.
want to know
Well,
what job Nicole's sister worked that Taggart was a bum boss in. Like, cause I'm picturing like a manager at like Applebee's or something.
You think that Nicole's
like a
sister was
teenage
a
job, like,
manager
right?
at Applebee's?
No, well, if it was like an adult boss, but I'm thinking like a boss when they were kids living together.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Gotcha.
one of your first jobs, you know, your manager at the Steak and Shake or whatever is kicking your butt.
That's
I hate this
interesting.
guy.
And a text right away as a thank you from Taggart Carfana.
Well, his
I'm
self-service.
saying his name as much as I
least we know
can.
that.
So we're trying to catch up. So we're at least batting 500. You know what I mean? One of those situations. So if you wonder why, that's why. So we have another interview coming up here to close out the show, really, with the Curbstone coaches, who we did this interview prior to leaving for Myrtle Beach. This is the earliest we could get it in, unfortunately. But I will tell you that it's timely because this Sunday is the Curbstone Coaches Hall of Fame banquet, and you are more than welcome to go. They'll talk about it here in just a few minutes when we get to it. But one of our own, Steve Leslie, is being inducted in the Hall of Fame, and it's such a great moment for certainly us here at YSN, but a much deserved moment for Steve Leslie. And anybody that knows um, kind of the scenario that's been happening and transpiring over the past, I want to say 4 or 5 months. Is that fair? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, about that. Steve has had a battle with cancer, with prostate cancer, as a matter of fact, and he has was operated on 2 weeks ago. I want to say something like that along those lines. Everything's blurring together right now, so I do apologize. But Steve's on the road to recovery. He's on, feels like he's in good hands. It sounds like everything is on the up and up, and we're so glad and proud and grateful that our dear friend, the general manager of our little business here, is going to be with us, hopefully for a lot longer. And I am really looking forward to the speech that he has to give on Sunday, because I think that there's going to be a little change of the guard. I mean, if you know Steve and you've been a friend of Steve or for a long time, you know who he is. But you can tell that this, for good reason, cancer changes people. Mm-hmm. And Steve wakes up with a grateful heart. Sorry about that. He wakes up with a grateful heart seemingly every day now. And not that he didn't before, but now it's almost like evident before you even, like, he wants to hear about your day, and he wants to talk, and he's just a happy person. So looking forward to hearing him, looking forward to Grace and Daniel, his daughter and son, walking him in, and seeing this, but for so much more. Rob Schmidt is being inducted. There's other coaches, Coach Pavlansky, Mike Pavlansky is being inducted into the Curbstone Coaches Hall of Fame as well. So a lot of great inductees this year. There's no reason not to be there. Doors open at 4:00 on Sunday at Mr. Anthony's. And I'm really looking forward to it. Hope to see you there. But without further ado, I had this opportunity to sit down with Tom Miller and Bob Camardo as part of the Catching the Curb with the Curbstone Coaches. Here we go. And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is Catching the Curb with Bob Camardo, the April edition. DJ Yoakley with you. It's all brought to you thanks to our friends over at the Curbstone Coaches. Certainly one of the greatest organizations in this valley. Still somehow kind of under the radar, Coach Camardo. So, I mean, again, for those people maybe watching this for the first time, can you explain just in a 5,000-foot view kind of what the Curbstone Coaches are?
The Curbstone Coaches were formed in 1958. They were formed by a group of media people to have people gather together and talk about local sports. And how they got the name Curbstone, I guess they would stand on the curb talking sports while they were waiting for the bus.
That works.
I don't know. But anyway, and a lot of people think that to belong to the Curbstone Coaches, you have to either currently or have been a coach, and that's not true. We do have a lot of coaches that are involved in our organization, but you don't have to be a coach. We meet every Monday from the Monday after Labor Day until the Monday before Memorial Day at Avion on the Water Banquet Center. They do a great job there. Gina and her staff are wonderful. And we have a speaker that speaks to the group for 20 minutes, answers questions. You have a buffet lunch and out the door. And it's, if you like sports and you're able to come on a Monday at noon, I understand a lot of people work and what have you, you're missing a heck of a time.
And it really is incredible when you think about the speakers who we're going to get to here shortly over the last 4 or 5 weeks since you've been here last. And I'll tell you what, I've been there, I've spoken there, I've just taken in the sights, the scenes. It is worth every penny and then some. So if you've never been, come along and try it out. There's just a few left, Coach. So when you look about everything that it has to offer, this year kind of goes fast. Blink and it's gone.
It really does. And we've got, let's see, I'm looking, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 more Mondays between now and Memorial Day. And then if we get any high school state champions, we'll do something in June. But then we'll be done until the Monday after Labor Day. So you're right, it does go very fast, but it's a lot of fun. Like, for example, yesterday we had YSU football coach Doug Phillips, who recapped the spring practice and the spring game, and he brought a couple kids with him. And he's just I love Doug Phillips. I think he does a great job given the circumstances. You know, the transfer portal opened up again today, so you got that crap going on left and right, and kids coming and going. But he's very enthusiastic. He thinks they're going to be pretty good this year, so we'll see.
Just a little hold your breath in situations like this with the NIL and transfer portal, everything that goes into it. I think we just all want to see a good product on that football field.
Well, you got to remember too, DJ. He's competing against the four Dakotas: North Dakota, South Dakota, North Dakota State, South Dakota State, who are the big wigs in their state. They don't have MAC schools in their state like we do. They don't have the Ohio State in their state like we do. So it's a lot easier for them to get just below caliber Big Ten players, whereas we have to struggle because just below caliber Big Ten players are going to go MAC before they go Youngstown in a lot of cases. So he's up against it. We have good facilities there. He's a good guy. He works hard. So we'll see.
Well, and not to mention the Mount Unions of the world who, bring these kids in. They're playing for national championships or at least deep into the playoffs seemingly every year. So, he's got his meats cut out for him there.
And the bottom line is you want to come to Youngstown and potentially play for a national championship, be it FCS, or do you want to go to a MAC school and play on ESPN on a Wednesday night when nobody's watching? I don't understand why anyone would want to do that, but the TV exposure, and in today's world, kids are social media driven, so that has something to do with it too.
The drip and the swag, yo.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about some of those other than Doug Phillips over the last 4 or 5 weeks, who we've seen roll into Avion on the Water.
And on March 17th, we had a world famous sports / artist named Ray Simon, and Ray has painted portraits of presidents. And he did one of Muhammad Ali. He did one of I'm trying to think of who else. He notable sports people, Jim Brown.
Yeah.
All across the world, and he was very interesting. He brought a slideshow with him. He was something a little bit different than what we normally have, and he did a good job. Then on the 24th, we had YSU President Bill Johnson, who came and talked to us about the state of athletics, and he too has stuck in his craw a little bit about the NIL and the transfer portal.
Sure.
But, again, like he said, you can complain about it, but you have to embrace it because it's here to stay. It isn't going anywhere.
No.
On March 31st, we normally would have had any winter high school state champions. We didn't have any this year in this area. So we got a legendary basketball coach from Newton Falls, boys basketball coach, Roy Sembach. Roy is still the coach there. And if my numbers are correct, Roy Sembach and the gentleman that preceded him, a guy by the name of Gene Zorn, who's also a legend in Newton Falls, are the only two high school basketball coaches in Newton Falls boys since 1955. Zorn was there for 30-some years, as has been Roy Sembach. So he was really good, very interesting. He's very passionate about Newton Falls basketball, and we enjoyed having him.
2 coaches in 70 years.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
And he says that his wife he's retired teaching. His wife still teaches. He says he'll go a few more years. He says, still they throw me out. I says, they're not throwing you anywhere. They're thankful to have you.
Atta baby.
And then on April 7th, we had legendary referee both NBA Finals and NCAA Final Four, as well as hundreds of games, Joe DeRosa. Joe speaks to us every year on the Monday of the national championship game. He's tremendous. He just knows everything there is to know about officiating. He tells stories about trash talking Larry Bird and Michael Jordan and all that because he refereed a lot of those games. His son is currently an NBA official.
Wow.
So Joe talks to us about the championship game that night, and he said he knew all 3 of the referees that were reffing that game that night. And as you and I were talking off the air a little bit, they got in a little bit of controversy because in the first half of that championship, it was a very physical game. Houston's a physical team, and Florida wasn't afraid to back down either. They called 4 fouls in the first half and something like 23 in the second half.
Yeah.
So people are wondering, did the game really change that much at halftime? I don't think so, but maybe someone told them you better start calling it a little closer. Who knows? But
I thought I changed the channel at halftime. I was wondering which game I was watching.
Yeah, really. But Joe is great, and then of course, like I said yesterday, we had Doug Phillips. So we've had a really good month of speakers.
So it's not how you start, it's how you finish. You guys had a phenomenal start, but the finish is what everybody talks about. Obviously, we have the banquet coming up, but who do we have to close out the year?
Well, next Monday, the 21st of April, we have a guy that played baseball at YSU. Actually, had a couple classes with him. A Woodrow Wilson graduate by the name of Rick Montine. Rick ended up having a career being a general manager for minor league baseball teams. And I've talked to him several times, and he has some stories that'll just, they're not suitable for young kids, is all I can tell you. But he's going to come and talk to us about minor league baseball next week. Then on the 5th of May, the day after our banquet, we have legendary softball pitcher Erin Gabriel, who pitched at Poland,
yep.
and Tennessee. She's runs some camps in the area, and she's also engaged to the YSU baseball coach, Trevor Sharpie.
Oh, wow.
So we're looking forward to having her come. On the 12th of May, we've got Matt Thompson, the assistant general manager for the Mahoning Valley Scrappers. We'll talk about the upcoming Scrapper season. And then on May 19th, we have Brian Gorby, who I heard just bought a house so he can house all his trophies and rings from YSU track. They've won championships again this fall, and they're going to be running the outdoor track this I think in a couple weeks. So we always honor him and some of his players that have won Horizon League championships. So he'll be there on May 19th.
That's incredible. What a finish to what has been a great. Well, I can say it. It's been a hell of a year.
It really
for
has.
You guys.
It really has.
And ultimately, we'll talk to Tom Miller here in a moment about the banquet and all the excitement that there is leading up to it. But my friend, you do it's a heck of a job all year to fill in the gaps and to keep people entertained and coming out. Scale of 1 to 10 this year was it a little bit more challenging, the same as usual. What was it?
I'd say it was maybe a hair more challenging,
Yeah.
but I've got a lot of people that help get these speakers. Tom Miller is one of them. Dana Balish, who has been a good friend of mine since I taught him in school back in the early '80s, helps me quite a bit. And we just feel like, we've had some, unfortunately, people pass away that normally come to luncheons.
Yeah.
In the last couple of years, so we're looking to to pick that up. So again, anyone that loves sports and can be there on Monday at noon, even if you could just take a lunch break from your job, come down and see us.
And I'll tell you what you've been able to do again has been absolutely incredible. You do it year after year. I scratch my head because I'm like, how did he get this person or this person or this person? So kudos to you.
Well, thank you. I asked the board to double my salary, and they said okay. But again, 2 times nothing is still nothing. So
That's good math.
it's-
Maybe not for you, but that's good math everywhere else.
No, I enjoy it. It gives me something to do. My wife works out of our house. It gets me the hell out of the house when she's working, so I have no problem with it. And I'm a sports fanatic, so I enjoy it.
Last point today. I know there's nobody probably more excited than you. The bowling team winning the national championship here at Youngstown State. What does that mean to you?
I was at the YSU Scholar Athlete Banquet last night, and I sat next to Dodd Cote, who was the anchor bowler, and I told her, I says, young lady, you have ice in your veins, because she got up there and threw strike after strike after strike. And I was at home watching the 7th game, and I told her, I said, I was at all of the national championship games for YSU in football in the 90s, and I was more nervous for that bowling. I wanted them to win so bad. I mean, I told you earlier in an earlier podcast that I thought they had a legitimate chance of winning a national championship. They had 6 seniors. Doug Kaburski does an unbelievable job of keeping them together. And watching that match, it was just tremendous. It means a lot to the university. I mean, you think about it, it's the first women's national championship ever, and the first national championship of any kind since the Trestle teams of the football teams of the 90s.
I mean, for you, who's a diehard YSU guy, sports fanatic anyway, what do you think? I mean, you said it means a lot to the university. What do you think this does? Do you think this propels Youngstown State on the national level in the sport of bowling and maybe some others?
I think it does, and I think that not every school has bowling, but geez, I hope we don't lose Coach Kaburski. I know he's had a couple of nibbles from other schools in the past, but he loves it here, and I think it it not only helps with the bowling program, I think it helps with women's sports because it's obviously a woman's sport.
Sure.
And we spend so much time talking about basketball and football, but I'll tell you what, these girls were just unbelievable. They were tremendous. They laughed in the face of adversity. They came back and they beat Jacksonville State, who was the defending national champions and who had beaten them the day before in the first round. And yeah, God bless them. They did a tremendous job.
Bob Camardo, so happy to have you stop by again. We'll do this one more time. We'll talk about the banquet and all the great things coming up to finish out your year. Thank you so much and appreciate you, and we'll see you next month.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Catching the Curb, brought to you by the Curbstone Coaches. And we have Tom Miller here, who is always exciting to talk to, the most, I want to say, organized man that I've ever met in my life. He's got everything on lockdown from now until the end of time. And I'm pretty sure if you go deep enough in the files, you've actually probably organized something for Jesus along the way since the days of Nazareth. So talk to me about this beautiful banquet coming up here in, oh my goodness, less than a month, Tommy.
Oh, less than 3 weeks. Yeah, we're on the stretch run right now. I can't believe it's coming along. I communicated with Greg Pruitt this morning, and you would think he's one of the inductees. He is so anxious to come down here and speak. And I said, you got 15 to 20 minutes. That's all you got. No Q&A, no question and answer. He goes, no problem. He goes, I'll give a great speech. So I got him coming down, and all my inductees, I checked on all of them, including Steve.
Yep.
I know he's doing better. It's just all 12 are ready to go. One of the inductees said to me, this is probably one of the greatest thrills of my life, getting inducted Curbstone Coaches Hall of Fame. And somebody nicknamed us the granddaddy of all Hall of Fames in the local area.
Really?
I thought that was a really nice compliment.
It's a nice feather in your cap.
Yeah, but all the mental stuff is done. I got audio visual check. I got that taken care of. Staging is checked. I got federal proclamations coming to all the inductees. I got state proclamations to all the inductees. I got county proclamations coming to all the inductees. I heard back from Youngstown Mayor Tito Brown's secretary this morning saying he will be coming. He doesn't know if he's coming with his wife or not. But if he brings his wife, her name is Lynette. He came 2 years ago with her, and she sang the national anthem.
It was wonderful.
And she had a beautiful voice. And he's not sure if she's coming or not, but he's coming. And he has a proclamation already and a key to the city for Greg Pruitt. And he'll be very surprised getting that.
Well, if Lynette doesn't come, I'm sure Bob Camardo will be a nice plan B.
Well, Bobby would be good. Yeah, he'd be good to present. That'd be good.
I mean, you talked about all these proclamations. I mean, how much time and work go into just those?
Yeah, I know who to connect. I know who to communicate with.
Yeah.
I got my girl Holly at Mahoning County. I got my guy Jacob at Federal. For the state, I have Elise, and I got them. All they say, give us names, what categories you're getting in for. We'll make the proclamations. Yeah. I said, it's fine. So I sent them the names of the inductees, our speaker, and they come back, and they come really, really nice.
That's incredible. I mean, you mentioned yesteryear when you talked about Lynette doing the national anthem, and this has been really one of the most eye-opening just events that I've ever seen in my life. Every year it gets bigger, brighter, and better.
Yeah, we're approaching 500 people right now.
Oh, wow.
And
what's the record?
I think we had 650 one time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we're approaching 500, and I hope we're over that. They're all inductees know 2 minutes we give them to speak, but if they go 3-4 minutes, that's fine.
Yeah,
I mean that is their day, and somebody had wanted to honor the bowlers that day because Doug Kaburski, as you know, is getting inducted, but I told them I didn't think that was a good idea. I didn't want to take away the steam from our 12 inductees.
Agreed.
That is their day. I want them to be recognized. I want them to be in the moment. I mean, I know we'll honor the YSU bowling team. We'll take care of them, but just not at this banquet.
Well, let's face it. When you're a national champion, you're enshrined forever in the minds of people, and those young ladies will forever be etched in everybody's memory for bringing that first ever championship to women's sports in Youngstown.
Yeah, in fact, tomorrow I am meeting with our trophy guy who did our plaques for the Hall of Fame banquet.
Beautiful.
And he's got the first half of the Brian Gorby show done. We got those out of the way, the cross country and the indoor track. and now he's going to be making the plaques up for the the bowlers. And a lot of times when you like teams get it, the players will get those little 5x7s.
Yep.
Bob and I, we say, hey, there's 9 of them. We have the money. We're making the 8x10 plaques.
Yeah.
Metal on wood. We got that coming. They're really nice. I designed them. My wife and I, we made some corrections last night. I got them confirmed by Bob today.
Awesome.
So we'll be taking care of the girls there. But getting back to the banquet,
Yeah.
I had a communication out of nowhere about 2 weeks ago. Lewis Lips, and he contacted me. Was there anything you need this year out of me? I said, hey, you're in the hot seat right now, because I says I will be getting a hold of you on May 5th, Monday, May 5th, to let you know you're up next. He goes, I'm looking forward to it.
That's incredible. I mean, when you think about all the work that goes into it, I know you're a very modest man. It's okay. You're very organized, as we've already indicated. But for you, is there like a vacation? Is there an off season, so to speak?
It's funny. I am involved with 2 things in my life. Well, 3 things. I call it the Miller Family Foundation. That's taking care of my family, my wife and daughter. I am the treasurer and the inspector for USA Boxing.
Okay.
And I am the first vice president and the chairman of the banquet committee for Curbstone Coaches.
Yeah.
And every day I try to do something for something. Like a smallest thing. Like today, I'm going to go home and I'm going to write out on the Curbstone envelopes all the inductees' names.
Yeah.
I'm putting their drink tickets in there. I'll take care of Mayor Brown, Greg Pruitt, Bob Hannon, Dave Watkins is the pastor.
Yeah.
I got myself, and I got Bobby Camardo. We're getting flowers. So I'll put names on all the envelopes. I'll put the drink tickets in for the inductees, and I'll be getting the flowers on 10 o'clock Hall of Fame morning, and I'll be putting the flowers in there. I got my girl Jeannie Tassone. She's got 3 ladies with her. They're going to take care of putting pinning the boutonnieres on the flowers on the inductees.
Yep.
And in the VIPs.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, do you ever get anxious for this?
I'm ready to go. Yeah, this is my third year by myself. 4 years ago, I had Harleen Grant Sarino. She passed away, but I know she's looking down on me. And I'll never forget her first assignment to me. She goes, Tom, you're in charge of the speaker for the banquet. I mean, you talk about throwing some big shoes at me. And so I was thinking. I was going over the list of all the speakers we had over the years. I mean, how would we ever get Pete Rose? Could you imagine what that would have cost?
Oh my
I mean, if he was around today, but
Yeah.
could you imagine what that would cost? But the banquet used to be held in the November.
Yeah.
Because that's how we got all the baseball people to come.
Yep.
But I am ready for this year's banquet. I'm really pumped up, ready to go.
We are too. And just a reminder for everybody, if they're still looking for tickets, how can they get those, and when is the banquet?
Tickets are available Sunday, May 4th. For the line's going to open up at 4:45 to eat. We will be selling tickets at the door. They're still $60. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet. You come to the door, no problem. A dress code, we don't have one. You want to show up in flip-flops and shorts, you're welcome.
Amen. Amen. Tom Miller, I can't thank you enough. You've done this show a few times this year, which has been such a treat. And we thank Bob Camardo for connecting the dots. But, man, congratulations on another job well done. We're grateful for you and everything you do and all 3 foundations that you serve on in that capacity. Tom Miller, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so there you have it. Another episode of Catching the Curb, brought to you by Curbstone Coaches. We have one left. One big one left. Coming up after. Goodness gracious. I didn't cough one time through that entire segment. And then here we go. One more left and talk about like everything, how it went, and then steps moving forward. Exciting stuff, Ant. Good stuff. And again, if you are able to, doors open at 4. You don't want to miss it. We'll be there, certainly representing YSN for Steve Leslie and so many of the greats that are being inducted this year. So thank you to the Curbstone Coaches, as always, for being a great sponsor and supporter of what we do here at YSN. Just a great partnership we have with them. So thank you very much. All right, Ant, you know what time it is. It's time for the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, presented by Joe Dickey Electric.
Hold on. Should we do their sponsors first? We don't want to.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead, man. It sounds like you were probably doing
I
some
just want to
research
make
during the
sure that
break.
people know that it's National Car Care Month, and we have 2 more days of it left. You can wrap up National Car Care Month by getting your vehicle serviced with Greenwood Chevrolet in Austin Town. Those summer's trips are approaching fast, and it's important to have your vehicle in the best shape to get you there safely so you can drive with your family intact. Schedule your appointment online or call Greenwood Chevrolet at 330-423-0216. Greenwood Chevrolet, they go the extra mile for you.
Where do you get these readers from?
It's a trade
You-
secret.
Did you write them or did you? What'd you do?
No, it's just I'm just reading their Facebook posts.
That a boy. That a boy. And also, in I guess tandem with Greenwood Chevrolet, our delightful friends over at Toyota of Warren, just a hop, skip, and a jump away. It is also Toyota Care Month for them as well, and they want you to go places for cheaper, faster, and more in style than you've ever been before. So head on over to Toyota of Warren. Make sure that you've got a new or used car that you can just absolutely love, cherish, and will make your friends salivate. I mean, I was pumping gas, Anthony. I swear this is a real story. Pumping gas at the, I don't even know, a Swift Mart right there on 14 and between Palestine and Columbiana, pumping gas. I got Bella in the back seat. Guy comes up, he goes, dude, your truck's sweet. What is that? I said, that's Toyota Tundra from Toyota of Warren. He goes, I'm going to head on out there. I like it. Don't know what he had, but I know it wasn't as cool as my Toyota Tundra from Toyota of Warren. So how's that for a reader that I didn't read? Didn't get that from Facebook. I'm proud of you, though. That's journalism. That's taking their words. Tino's probably just gnawing on his nails every time I talk about Toyota Warren.
Oh God.
What's he gonna say? What's he gonna say? He's gonna say something stupid. I know it. I know it. I know it.
He's gonna mispronounce my name.
Tino Merlo. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know where you were going with that one. Nobody's mispronouncing Tino Merlo. He is the legend of Toyota Warren. Legend of Cardinal Mooney as well. And his son, Tino Merlo. They call him Little Tino, but he is a large human being blocking for some very talented human beings at the University of Kentucky now from Cardinal Mooney High School. So just a great relationship there. And we got Jim Wilson, whose son is pitching for Cardinal Mooney now and playing for Cardinal Mooney. So a lot of ties out there at Toyota Warren with what we're doing here. YSN. They're probably sitting there like, please just don't mispronounce our names. Merlo, Wilson, those are easy ones.
Yeah, we got that.
Carfana. Dude, Carfanja is such a mafia name. Like it is, like it. You walk in and you go, "My name is Tiger Carfanja." Oh, buddy. The last episode of Sopranos.
You can't refuse.
Last episode of Sopranos, it just goes dark. Because you know Taggart's going to mop them up.
Right in mid-sentence.
It's a mess in here, boys. They sent me to mop it up. My name is Taggart Carfanja. Not that Taggart Carfana isn't great. Like, just take the G out of it. Take the G out of it.
You can't take the G out of Taggart, though. Let's go. He's a G.
It is time for the Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, presented by Joe Dickey Electric. They are everything electrical, and they are on the web at 24/7, 365 at DickeyElectric.com. Antonio.
Wonder about myself, DJ. My spark today, I'm going to give a shout out to Abby M, former Crestview Rebel, current Pitt Panther, will be representing the good United States of America in the U19 team.
USA.
Very good honor for Abby M. Before she even starts her career as a Panther, she'll be working
When
with
does
some
that
of the
start?
nation's best.
When does that start?
This summer.
Oh, that's a bummer. Wait, is this the Olympics?
No, it's the U19 American team. It's not an Olympic year either, but
Well,
So-
it's going to be an Olympic year, right? Next year?
2000. We
Right.
just had winter in 4. So it should be 26.
26.
It's the Summer Olympics. Yeah.
So, all right, dumb
I mean,
question.
I'm
On
guessing,
the
yeah.
Olympics?
I mean, if you kick butt at the U19 team, you can kind of open some eyes and get
Well,
yourself
is it
onto
like
the Olympic roster.
so? This is dummy DJ talking. Is it like stupid AAU where it's like U19, U20, U21, U22, U23, or is it just U19 and Olympic team?
It's like, yeah, it's the second one. U19, yeah, the Olympic
Okay.
roster. Yeah,
All right.
you're doing things if you're on the national U19 team.
Well, she's always been doing things. Let's just
Right.
put it there. Abby Emsh is an absolute wagon when it comes to what she's been able to do in her career. Let's start there. But I will also say that anytime you can wear the USA and represent your country, whether it's U19, U76, doesn't matter.
U571.
U1776. What an honor that must be. And maybe we can pull some strings, get Abby back on the show and see what, because I know there was chatter. There's chatter about it. And then yesterday it was officially announced. And our family, not just YSN family, our personal family could not be any happier for a multitude of reasons for Abby Emsh and her entire family to be going through this. So, hey, Emshes, Anthony, I'm with you on this one. What a big, big thing. That is huge. That is awesome. That is amazing. Like, that is big time. So, Abby, we're proud of you. I don't know what my spark was. I lost it through the G thing. Threw me for a loop. Oh, I know what it was. Hey, parents, administrators, people of all sports and dignitaries all over the world. I just want to let people know that your 7 and 8-year-old, in whatever sport it may be, will not be getting drafted by a professional sports team at the end of the year. Just letting you know that. Calm down. Calm down. It is like people are ramped up. This is my first cut at this stuff. Okay. This is my first cut. Whoa. It's a lot. And we're going to get acclimated to it. But right now, the Oakleys are head on a swivel. Just this. The entire game. We were our first ever 8U baseball game yesterday. It was just like this. Like, what is going on? It was interesting, to say the least. But I don't think I saw any scouts in the stands, coincidentally. No college offers were given last night that I know about. And also, maybe some of these guys could play for the Pirates. But that being said, I didn't see any Pirate brass or scouts. And Bob Nutting certainly wasn't there last night because we would have started sell the team chants right at the ball field. So
Right there.
So, hey, I love you. I love you, parents out there that are parents of sports. Let's take it down a notch. Like, this is they're 7 and 8 years old. Relax. And if they're like 9 and 10, cut and paste. Okay. Like,
Yeah.
relax, calm it down, relax. If they strike out, guess what? It's not going on their college resume.
I can't believe
Like,
you're never getting
although-
recruited now.
although I will tell you,
Here goes
there
your
are a lot of
scholarship.
people. There were a lot of tree chopping last night. A lot of tree chopping. Like, there's no umpires, Ant. There's no umpires. They wanted you to do an appeal. There's no umpires to appeal it. What are we talking about here?
Check to see
I'm-
if he
I was literally beside myself a few times. I had to get up and walk away because I couldn't believe it. And I don't want to be that guy. I don't, and I'm not better than anybody in any shape or form. I've never experienced this in real time. Like, we had 3 years of T-ball, and then all of a sudden we're in 8U. It is something. It is a lot of something. So God bless all of you out there who have to endure and have endured. It is something. It is something. But know that I'm on your side. I'm here for you. We're here for you. But unfortunately, I don't think that any college scholarships are going to be handed out in 8U Rex baseball and softball. Unless I'm wrong. I mean, there maybe someday. We've seen 14-year-olds sign at the Division I level. We've seen it happen. 8U, we're still waiting on our first signing day. Still waiting on it. But, hey, keep shooting. Dream big, kid. Dream big. That is going to do it for our show. We love you. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for hanging out with us for about an hour and a half today. Thanks to Taggart Carfana for stopping by the show. Thanks to Bob Camardo, Tom Miller from the Curbstone Coaches. And make sure that you get your ticket either at the door or you can call them today. Get your ticket for Sunday. Doors open at 4 p.m. as well. Also, real quick, the spaghetti benefit dinner for Donnie Farron, the athletic director at South Range, is Saturday and Sunday. The spaghetti dinner is Sunday. Doors open at noon. It goes till 5. Please come and support that if you can. And then the games are Saturday. We will have them here on YSN, the high school version of the games, right here on the network. So that's going to do it. Any final thoughts, Ant?
No, I think we're wrapping up.
All right, buddy. May
Before I get
sports
myself
be
in
with
more
you.
trouble. And you, my friend.
We'll talk about that. Bye. YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of Your Sports Network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.